close, we can find a way together, maybe.
Falling from the cracks and the crevices. Looking for a way back home. I swear to God, you got angel wings you haven't seen. Looking for a way back home. Looking for a way back home. Looking for a way back home. Looking for a way back.
All right, all right, all right. What is up? Let me just get the tunes going. We'll do some like dub techno tonight. Just some like vibey stuff. Yo, what's up? Madasim and Shahir. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. I mean, it's Wednesday, can't complain. If someone could let me know this time if my video is in sync with like my audio, like my mic, because last stream I had an issue where there was a huge delay, like a couple seconds, and looking back, like rewatching it, it was really, really bad. So if there's a delay, let me know, but I think it should be good. I fixed the audio settings, so I adjusted, or not the audio, the video setting. So it should be proper quality, but also still not like lagging out. School teacher flow. Yeah, just chilling. We'll take some look at some stuff in a minute, but just getting going with the stream for today. Yeah, let's jump into the charts. Sweet. Good looks. Thank you, bro. All right. So, something I was looking at earlier this week that I put up on Twitter is this potential cipher harmonic. It's not the prettiest one, and I mean contextually you're choosing an X in a spot like if you were to take a bullish harmonic and do it like here, like it really wouldn't make sense. You'd want to go probably like deeper, but I think that is a big area of interest in terms of like price goes up, number go up. So I think that could be a big level in terms of like a reversal. Do I think we're gonna get there? I have no clue. This was definitely a bit skeptical. I was just kind of seeing where people were at in terms of like what their thoughts were on markets, so I kind of was posting it just to see what majority would say. Yeah, no problem. Yo, Caesar, what's good? But yeah, this has my attention for the short term. I know I've seen one of the man himself, the harmonic trader on Twitter, the guy who basically made up most of these harmonics, Scott Carney. He had this bat plotted, which was quite interesting, and it was valid. However, the thing that, like, the 886 would be, like, a little bit below here. And the thing that interested me with that was that we went well above it, and technically, usually your invalidation with these is going above X, but he still seems gung-ho on it, pulling back to, like, 19.6, which I think is totally valid. Yo, Victor, what's good, man? Carl, what's up? So, I mean, I think we're due for a little pullback. We'll take a look at Dixie in a bit, because that coincides with what I'm thinking. Might have a big engineered pump, same as before, 3 days. Yeah, no, this was, it was just slow, and then, like, I don't know where it was when I, like, was like, oh, wow, like, we're actually going somewhere. I think it was, like, here, I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, we're doing something. And then the next 3 days, like, I looked back, and we're all the way above 20K. It was crazy. Because we were in no man's land since November. So, I mean, it is nice. I haven't been trading crypto. but it is nice to see it back above these levels, getting some volatility in the markets, some definitely tradable setups. I've just moved on to greener pastures for myself, but there is always opportunities out there if you are a trader. So there's tons of stuff you could be looking for on crypto. We'll dive in a little bit in terms of the short term. Let me just turn off this harmonic so it's out of the way. And then we can take a look at BTC on low time frame. I'll give you my thoughts. We'll run through some other alts. Yo, thank you for the sub. So currently we are S&Ping the highs on the weekly and daily. So at this rate, I think a pullback would be healthy here. I've seen a few talks. How do you gift? I don't think you can gift like in Twitch, but thank you, BTH. I think the equivalent is like tipping, which, I mean, like, if you want to tip, be my guest, but I don't even know like how I go about like getting the money from that. But again, like, it's all just for fun, so no worries, bro. But yeah, we had a nice little range on the hourly up here. I would say it's so tough because, like, low time frame, there's really not too many good areas to look in terms of range. Yeah, it's all very like tight consolidation, like little ranges here and there. We have taken the buy side liquidity up here. We haven't taken the sell side liquidity there. So if we're just talking like objective to objective, I think ultimately you're probably going to grind down. How do we do that? In the chat, there should be an option, I think. I don't know if maybe I have to enable it. I don't know if I have tipping set up. Create highlight video. No, that's not what I want. Engage with my audience. I can do a Q&A or a poll. But I don't. No, it's not like that. I'll look into it for next stream, but thank you, bro. But yeah, sell side liquidity objective, in my opinion, is the next thing here. We satisfied the buy side liquidity objective. So I mean, I definitely think you're due for another move back up at some point. I just feel like with my bias on Dixie, I think this is kind of just going to slowly go down, probably take this low, maybe you come back up and then come back down for this one finally. But I'm going to be totally honest, like, I really haven't been looking at crypto too much, so my opinion's a little but I think right now it's pretty much just ranging. If you're looking for low time frame plays, I think this wick gets filled, so I'd be favoring shorts. You took the liquidity from up here, you have the market structure, or no, you don't have any sort of market structure break. You'd have to break this low to shift structure on a H4 or actually not even really H4. I'd say like H1. But yeah, I'm leaning short-term bearish, but I definitely think this could have fuel in the tank for upside. It just really depends on how Dixie handles the next couple of weeks. So tread with caution, play the range. Right now, if you were to ask me, whoa, Pine Scripts, did not mean to open that. Sorry. Yeah, I think the range I would be currently interested in is probably this one, being quite honest. So you have that low, and I would be probably taking it all the way up to this high, and that would be the range I would be kind of trading off of. So I think any sort of reasonable dip down into sell side liquidity from here, you get some sort of low time frame confirmation, and then you long for range highs. Pretty straightforward. Mr. Pablianos, it is going well. We are looking at the cryptos, specifically the corn. But yeah, now this thing looks pretty heavy right now. No real harmonic structure on it. Nothing that I'm really interested in. But you could set up for some sort of... nah. Nothing really here. But that is what I'd be looking for on BTC if I was looking to play it. Wait for your confirmation, buy at the retest, target range high, maybe take some profit off at EQ. But yeah, that's BTC. Thanks for the follow on Twitter. I would be careful because I haven't really followed too many people lately. Maybe like one or two. So it could be a scammer. If you get a DM, definitely a scammer because I really don't DM people. So just tread cautiously. Make sure it's the correct ad. It's just John Z Trades. Nothing crazy. Let's take a look at ETH. So ETH is same scenario pretty much, but funny enough, ETH right now currently is the weaker one. So this would be a good example of a SMT. Took the buy side liquidity on BTC, but ETH has failed to do so. So if you were looking to short one of the two, at least on the high time frame, ETH is the better one to short because you haven't taken it. You also haven't taken the high from the initial push up. Not saying it can't change that, but right now ETH is definitely the better one to be shorting, and you can even look at the price action and you can see it playing out. So where is ETH going? Well, you do have a little... No, there's nothing on 4-hour H12. I mean, if BTC pulls back, this is going to keep coming back. I think this little H12 breaker is interesting. So like 1420 would be an interesting area for me to maybe want to get long on a position. But ultimately, I think this harmonic looks a lot cleaner. Shout out to Bybit. If you're looking for an exchange to trade on, they are one of the best. And I'll drop my link in the chat if you're looking to sign up. Oh, whoops. That is... I don't think that's the right link. Hold on. There we go. So, if you feel like supporting me, you can always sign up. No pressure. But ETH, look at this structure. You wouldn't even believe 3,000. I couldn't either if this really happened. But honestly, I'd like this as a harmonic over why... I don't understand why you would short ETH if it hasn't rated. Good question, because when I originally learned SMT, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But the more I went into it, it started to make more sense. So with ETH, basically what it's saying relatively to like what BTC is doing in the same time frame is like we have those same highs. Yeah, so BTC, and then we'll do ETH. I just need to make sure they're on the same time frame. Oh, I have this inverted. Hold on. All right, so ETH, you have that high here, this high here. BTC is stronger for buyers because we took out the high, while as ETH in that same time frame was weak and did not take out that high, implying ETH is the better short. Can we request cherry blossoms? I will play that at the end for you, my dude. So if you stick around, you will be rewarded. How are the levels, by the way, audio and mic? I think they should be pretty good. I feel like I got the streaming things sorted relatively at this point in time, but you can let me know. But yeah, that's basically what SMT is. It works the same way on the lows. So like if we sweep a low on BTC but not ETH, then that one would be better for longs. I'm trying to see if there's an example down here somewhere. So okay, so I guess an example would be like this here, where we had BTC just barely sweep the low. It's not the best example of SMT, but ETH didn't, so ETH was the better one to long at that time. Seems counterintuitive, but when you explain it, it made sense. Yeah, there's if you're looking for a video to watch, Josh, I don't know his at. I'll see if I can find it. Hold on, give me one sec, cause Josh SMT. Here we go. Okay. I will drop this link in the chat. Feel free to watch it at a later time. You might have to just rewind, but Josh does a beautiful job of explaining SMT and how it works. So that is where I would be going to watch it. No problem, bro. Yeah, it is definitely very ICT based. That's honestly where a lot of my trading has been heading lately, especially now that I'm mostly doing indices. So it's been quite the ride. So yeah, ETH relatively weaker, but again, same thing as BTC. I think probably come down, take some liquidity here. I'd love to see it push back up, but we'll take a look at Dixie. I'm not too sure that's gonna happen. So if we look at Dixie, and I posted this in Chroma earlier today, but I'll kind of give my just general outlook. What broker do I use for indices? So I'm funded with FTMO, so I just trade on MT4 with them. And the one nice thing about that is, at least with FTMO, there's no commission, so there's no like fees for trading it. So it's literally all just stop loss or profit. Like it's just like based upon what the price does. I don't have to worry about like adjusting my R to include the fee for, like with Forex, it's like usually $3 per lot. So for each, like if you're scalping low time frame and you're buying a bunch of lots, you have to include that in your risk management versus like indices. I don't have to worry about that. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it is a nice perk. So Dixie hit this bad harmonic. I know back in, what was it? Like November, I was looking at one where you had the low there and it was still valid. Yeah, no fees on futures. It's nice. So it was like this, and then it came down here and we got that initial reaction, but we just ended up rolling over. And once we took out the low there, I was like, okay, that idea is done. But I mean, again, this isn't the perfect low to do. I'm sure it's quite subjective, but I like these two because they're more major swing lows. So we did hit the PCZ. We went a little bit deeper. But now the interesting thing that's happened is we've S&P'd at the bottom. So you've rated the low. We're now pushing up. So my two thoughts is we have a monthly fair value gap below RX. So what I think the next coming couple of days, probably the rest of the week, is I expect Dixie to push up. So expect indices, Forex, that's against like USD to bleed. Probably Bitcoin, ETH are gonna bleed a little bit. Yo, Platty, what is up? It's good, bro. But yeah, so I expect those to bleed. I think a big pivot point, hope I'm allowed to share links. I would appreciate if you didn't, but if you want to post on Twitter and tag me, I'll check it out later, but don't post in chat, please. So with Dixie, I'm thinking one of two scenarios. One, we kind of come up, we fill up this little imbalance here. We did take an imbalance more locally, like right here, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. Oh, we do have another smaller one too. I didn't even see that. Or didn't even count this one here. Interesting. But yeah, I think this will be like a pivot point, like 103.5. If we break through it and we push up, I definitely think this is gonna take and suck up a lot of liquidity and push it up here. Aussie timed Chroma stream, godsend. Yes, my dude. Even though for me it's like 7 p.m. Oh, we just had the daily close. Well, I'll have to jump over to that in a few minutes. But let me turn this off again. But yeah, if we do that, I expect it to give like BTC, indices, other stuff, some room to breathe. Right now it's closed. I think it closes until like 7:30, 7:45. It reopens again. or at least on the TVC exchange or whatever. I don't know what you would even call it. But scenario 2, I think, will basically absolutely destroy BTC if it happens. This pumps, you take this liquidity up here, and then maybe we come back down. Maybe it rallies even more and we really go into like a recession this year. So ultimately what I'm going to be looking at for the time being is just like H4 structure. So still I mean, you could argue, no, it's just still technically like bullish, because at the lows you had this break after sweeping this, you pretty much like swept that low, all these lows, but even relatively like here and here, this was swept. So like you broke the high. So as long as it pivots and pushes, like H4 is good. And I would expect it to continue for the coming next few days. So I'll ultimately, I think, be looking to short for the rest of the week, unless structure totally changes. There's really no news. I've looked on Forex Factory. It's all like yellow stuff. Nothing even like orange. There might be like a couple orange, but there's no high impact news for the rest of the week. So it should be pretty calm. It's probably some good setups to trade. I love this mug. One of my coworkers got me it. It's so cool. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Dixie, which is kind of why I'm like playing it cool with like, or in terms of like BTC and ETH. Like I think they're due for a pullback. I think most people would expect one at this point after rallying. What is it? Figure, or we're looking at ETH. Like ETH is up 43% in 26 days. It's pretty nutty. It's almost like 2% a day or so. Let's take out some alts, and then we can look at some indices and Forex to kind of wrap it up. I'm also happy to take requests if people have any and want to drop them in the chat. Was that an XMR logo? Yes, sir. Yeah, it's an old mug. It has to be. They got it's ETH, Tether, Bitcoin. I think it's Monero. Yeah, Monero, and then the old school Ripple logo. Jeez, what a time. Algo. Oh man, bro. This is one of those alts that like I'm about to like take off my watch list because it's bad. If we're like just looking back at, or that's not where I wanted it to be. There we go. All right, we can leave the other one though too. Candle closed. Last time I got wrecked. Yeah, we will most certainly take a look at the pound to the US dollar. We're gonna look at euro too, so stick around. We'll quick flick through some alts. Again, I don't really actively trade crypto too much. I've just been DCAing, which I think the third weekend I'm up around 15-16%. Not expecting it to stay like that for the whole year, but I think it'll give some good opportunities just to DCA weekly. So yeah, I mean, dude, if it is, with algo though, if you're or under 24 cents, or maybe not 24, I'd probably, that's like the inflection point for me right there. That like wick. Yeah, 24.50, that's bad. So wouldn't touch it. Gets everyone in the end. Yeah, FX is nice. I mean, I've kind of moved to indices because I think indices just are like, they're easy for me now. I used to like, I remember when I first got into trading, I tried like doing them with like stocks with like the S&P, but I also had no idea what I was doing back then. So very different trading experience. Atom, we had, it's kind of botched. I don't really like, I mean, it looks better, honestly, if you're just counting this as the low. Whoops. Yeah. Because this is like relatively a Gartley. The other one wasn't so much. But yeah. Atom, if this is like full bull market, oh no, it's not a challenge, I'm funded. But but thank you. It went well. But yeah, this looks very interesting because I mean, again, like I've talked about this every stream, and I probably will until the day I die. This was a cipher, and it ran up, and now you have a Gartley. So I mean, this might be one of those ones where I throw some money in just for fun. BTC, if you rewind like pretty much the first half of the stream so far is BTC and ETH, so just rewatch it later. I'm not going to go through it again. But yeah, Atom looks good. It's kind of in no man's land right now, so I would wait for a retest of like $10 to $11 to look to buy. Yeah, but it hit CP1 of the harmonic, which was B. 2 would be C, so $14.78. $15 would probably be where, if you're looking to take some more profit, that's a big inflection level. As you can see, kind of just chops. But then if you get above that, and then you can get above 17, this will push up, and that's some good ranging area above. BNB, let's take a look. This one's another one that's just like kind of a botched harmonic. It's not like the cleanest looking one. It did get a reaction from kind of like a in between the 786 and 886. This would technically be a shark. And it's another one that, like, again, I wouldn't touch it up here. Come back down to 255, and that's a good buy in my opinion. Maybe even you wait until those lows get swept here, because I feel like that's a lot of liquidity, but you never know. It could just rip. So a lot of like alts I'd basically be waiting for a high time frame pullbacks on. In terms of like trading crypto, even like when I was doing it mainly, I was only really day trading ETH and BTC, besides like every now and then if I saw an alt with a really nice setup I would try it, but most of the time I just got burnt. So Doge, we got this potential this is a sorry, my brain just like shut off for a second. It's a butterfly harmonic, and the one thing I really like about this chart is we are getting a beautiful rejection from 8870. You can see it here. That wick high got retested here. You broke through here, came back down, kind of chopped, broke above, and now you're getting rejected off again. So what I would like to see, if like the market goes full-blown nuke, I think you could size up a reasonable swing short on Doge, and I'll chart it just for fun. I'm not going to take it, but we'll see where we're at next week. My invalidation, honestly, I'd probably do this internal wick, because on like H12 or something, yeah, we rated that high, so that's like a strong high. Let me get this right to where we're actually at, and then my target would probably be this wick for like 3.48. So again, I'm not actually taking this. If you take it, your trade, your risk. Make sure you're managing your risk appropriately. You're not all-inning, because that's a 12% price difference. Like the stop loss is a 12% up, so if it rips and you're all in, you're probably getting wrecked. But something I could totally see, you could probably even play it to just like the local sell side liquidity here, or even I think X would be a good target. So we'll leave it like that, and we'll come back to it in a few weeks. A 3.2R trade, not too shabby. But again, yeah, I'm not putting my money where my mouth is. I don't really trade crypto at the moment, so Doge, there's sweating bullets right now. You know, honestly, it does not look like there's some crypto charts that look great, like BNB. Like if you look at BNB high time frame, looks amazing as long as you don't lose 183. Homeless man advice, take his advice. Yo, DB, what's good, bro? Good morning. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. So yeah, that would be my trade on Doge. Link has just been in this awful godforsaken range for weeks. I had this FRVP, but it's not even important. Yeah, since May from last year. You want a coin that does nothing? Look at Link. I mean, there's been plays. I've took some good trades on it the past year, but I mean, considering what everything else has been doing, it's pretty dead. So we'll carry on. Matic. So this is one I was looking at for harmonic. I don't know. There's not really... I mean, I guess you could maybe argue that if you were to take like a fib retrace from your low to your high, and it's not going to let me get it to the very top. Classic. Yeah, you got that 886. So I guess like... When is this? A 786? See, that's the thing. It's not really like a valid harmonic. It's a deep retrace. It's in a value area. Which obviously we're pushing up. 618 would probably be... It's not going to let me get it right on top unless I make this like 3-day or something. Even that... What? It's being finicky. There you go. Yeah, 618 would be around 112. LTC having in August. We'll take a look at the pound against USD. I've never looked at pound against AUD, but the Australian dollar, we can take a look at that too. Let me get through. I have 4 more cryptos to look at, and then we can hop over to Forex. Swing long on this 171. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. All right, so this is actually quite interesting. This is one of the ones that has hit its PCZ. This is a version or a type of, what's it called? The butterfly. It can go to the 1272, which we got a nice little initial reaction, but it can also go to the 1618. So really the way I would be looking at it is this is your pattern completion zone because we got a reaction. This would be your confirmation low. And then this is where I would want to see the push up to X would be your first target. B would be your second. And, or no, it's B, C, and A. So you would have, yeah, those would be your first. But really I think this is a great place if you're long on near to take profit. And Sol is another one. I posted about this on Twitter last week. I think I posted when it was like right here. And I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And lo and behold, we've almost hit TP1. TP2 equal highs. I feel like has a good draw. Getting some weird volatility. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, well, even crypto I'm looking at right now on my side chart's pretty popping right now. Some stuff's up almost 2%, and it's only been 15 minutes, so... But we'll hop over to Forex in a sec. Chainlink, we just looked at it. I'll quick pop back. It is a big fat range. This is on the daily also, keep in mind. Low time frame. I don't really see anything that I'm like, oh, I need to get in on this. Maybe potentially if you're looking at like a harmonic. We gotta fix that. So this would be a bat if it's gonna be anything. Not saying it has to be. You did get below B, which is actually pretty good. And the pattern completion zone would be about right there. Is there any sort of imbalance there? I usually like when you have a PCZ that lines up with like a high time frame imbalance, because it usually ends up being a decent draw. The one thing I do really like about this though is we have this daily demand here, or demand block, you could say, because we swept this low internally. And then you have the structural break there. And you also on H12 right here, I think. I mean, we tapped into it maybe a little bit. You also probably have like a little one there. I'm combining the two FEGs. Sometimes I do that. I don't know if that's like frowned upon or what. But you can see basically if I put on the thing, there's like one here and one there. They're small. So, but that's, yeah, right where the PCZ is. So you could definitely like take that liquidity, maybe even tap right into this one. So like if I'm looking to long Link, or if I'm interested in Link, I'm waiting for this setup. You'd have your invalidation below X, which is also basically your range low. So to be honest, this is not in a bad spot. I mean, again, it could fail, but if you get that, I would set your alerts for like 5.84. Wait for your reaction. Maybe look for confirmation on like probably like H1 or M15, and then you could look to hopping along if the rest of the market looks good. Let's hop over to Forex because I did want to look at that request on pound. So I'm sure you've seen, if you're one of those Twitter people who look at charts and follow all the different traders, kind of like a market maker buy model. If you know what that is, it's basically just a concept where you have an original consolidation, one daily FEG. So, oh wait, let me see it actually. Hold on, sorry. I think there is a daily, two daily ones, one here, one there. So that would be perfect, Platty. So yeah, that looks nice. Very nice. Let's hop over to pound. Normally I like to start with euro. I'm more of a euro guy, but they're both nice. But high time frame, what are our draws? Well, I think for me, like if I'm just even like looking at the monthly right now, I want to say it's up. I'm sure we could very well get a short-term pullback, but you have that monthly fair value gap there, buy side liquidity right there. You have relatively equal highs right now on the weekly. Structurally on the daily, it looks good. Trying to think. What else? This almost looks like its own little market maker buy model. It's a little scuffed, but same general idea. Your original consolidation, distribution. Yeah, this would be like your distribution, redistribution, smart money reversal, accumulation, reaccumulation. So probably like the only thing is I have mixed views because like right now I have a bullish bias on Dixie. So I'm more short-term bearish on this. I think I would love to see, for me as a trader, it's 20-year market maker sell model. Oh wait. Let's see this. Hold on. It might. I think I would need to go to something with more data. Hold on. Yeah. Wow. I mean, again, like, you'd have what, your original consolidation, your reaccumulation, your smart money reverse. I mean, I guess like it's never always gonna be perfect. You just have ways of interpreting it. Looking for 5.8. But yeah, let me go back to my chart that I was on before. 85 low. Yeah, no, dude, that's crazy. I personally like Oanda for charts. In terms of Forex, that's just my personal preference. But yeah, I think short term, like next day or so, I'm bearish on this. I think H4 painted a nice picture kind of in terms of what I would want to see. You have this imbalance here, and that's in your discount of the previous leg that you had from here to here. So probably some chop tomorrow. Maybe you get some selling pressure to go down and then fill that imbalance. And then from there you have this demand block. That would kind of be a great area, in my opinion, to look for some longs. And from there you could swing it up towards your relatively equal highs and look for higher prices up to your monthly fair value gap. So short term, in the next week or so, I would say, or like the next couple of days this week and probably early next week, is bearish, and then potentially into a bullish bias, which I will wait for confluence with Dixie on to support that reasoning. So yeah, that would be my thoughts on this chart. Thank you for the sub, whoever that was. I didn't happen to catch that, unfortunately. GBP to AUD. I feel like I'm opening a can of worms here. I've never even looked at this in my life. These things are... I mean, you can trade it. Like, there's no reason why you can't. I'm just trying to get, like, a good high time frame picture. Yeah, no problem, Ben. Again, always wait. Like, react instead of predict. Like, that was just my thoughts, but obviously wait to see what the PA shows you. Don't just hold to the bias. If it develops and it changes, then change your bias and trade with it. Never be afraid to flip. You do have an imbalance here, kind of back in here. You have this big wick. Not crazy about that wick. Structurally, like harmonically, maybe you got something. Yeah, looking to swing it. Oh, okay. I forget that a lot of people sometimes just like, there's no harmonic there. I'm not even gonna try. A lot of people, like from other countries, like actually like exchange the currency and stuff. So that's cool. Man, I mean, it got some good action the other day. What I could see here, though, and again, this is probably my first time ever looking at this chart, but given the fact that, I mean, you have that imbalance there, but I don't think it's going to push up that high. What I would like to see, I think this is like your key draw on liquidity. I think here it would be interesting to see this be your accumulation. Now you're going to manipulate to the upside. I think taking the buy side liquidity here, and if you get some sort of confirmation to then look for a short. So you would have something like this, come up, you break the low, that's your confirmation, you have your displacement, and then from there, the low I would be looking for, oh, it just got really botched. Probably just this local one, because this is right below these. I mean, you could target the internal one here first, and then maybe like leave a runner for the daily fair value gap. M4 or H4 market maker buy model. The thing is, I don't really see. This is just all kind of like scooping. It's not very like clear. I mean, like, okay, maybe like your original consolidation. Maybe this is like your, I don't know. For me, like the idea of a potential PO3 after you take like the liquidity up here in reverse made more sense. I don't know. This one's a harder read than pound for me against the US dollar. Euro, I kind of had the same bias as pound. I think upside is very promising. I know we did just take the monthly, yeah, exactly, fair value gap. It was a very tiny one, but we did fill that. There's another one above, but we have this big one below. So I'm like, I don't know. But I'd like to see something decisive happen in the coming week or two to kind of give a better direction on it. Yeah, again, if the pound pulls back, we've SFP'd the high here. I want to see selling and then down into this imbalance. And I'm going to show you something on the pound to, or the euro to the pound chart. This is actually one of the few, I guess, exotic pairs, or not your typical Forex pair that I do like trading. I've been monitoring this potential Gartley for a couple weeks now, probably like after we hit the 618-ish area here. Now that you've had this heavy move down, again, this is on daily, so it's going to take couple weeks, months, yeah, no problem, bro, for this to play out. But I would expect probably pop back up, fill this imbalance, and then just kind of slow bleed down to take this imbalance, complete this. So I think in the coming couple months, Euro is definitely going to be the weaker pair relatively. Like there's moments where if you're trading like M1 or M5, you could use SMT and you're going to get a better long on Euro than you would on pound and vice versa. But ultimately, high time frame wise, I think Euro will be the weaker pair in the coming weeks. So just something to keep an eye on. I think ultimately, if you're swinging shorts on Forex, I don't do swings. But you could, I think something like this would be interesting for like 3.5. And I'll leave it up just for fun from the stream. But yeah, not perfect, but the EGSYG will break out of the COVID breaker while you exactly. Yeah. We'll quick hop over to US 500 and NASDAQ. I want to just quick revisit Dixie for anybody who came in late. So the thought was, it's still not even moving, but thought was that we go up here. This daily imbalance will either provide a rejection, you get some relief on your like Euro, Pound, NASDAQ, S&P, Bitcoin, ETH, blah, 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 or we just get absolutely wrecked in the coming few weeks for Q1. But I think this would make more sense. Fill the monthly imbalance and then wreck everyone. So yeah, I do, to be honest with you, and I'll show you why. So I mean, it's not the perfect example, but before, like here, like you can see this imbalance up here on H12. We wicked into it like only this high back in October. And then you can see obviously like a lot of price action took the imbalance here, but I've traded this and had some nice trades. But up here was when we finally mitigated the EQ of it, and then from there it's now reversed. So I have this set just below the EQ on H12. Again, not an actual trade I'm taking. I don't swing FX at the moment, at least. Maybe in the future, but and then I'm just targeting the sell side liquidity. Actually, I'll even go for the daily FVG because again, it's just for fun. Yeah, it's all the same concept, but I think that is a interesting question to ask though. So yeah, US and NASDAQ. All right, so this thing looks pretty giga-wrecked. I've changed the ticker that I use to chart this because I used to use a different one, but now that I'm trading on FTMO, this is the one that resembles the price action most closely. So I'm gonna try to recreate my high time frame thesis. Just give me one sec. All right. So my overall high time frame thesis is we have your 618 retracement, which is like your golden high time frame, like key pullback area, right? Well, you also have two relatively equal lows here that are likely to get swept. We have a kind of three falling peaks. I really more like one up here, two, three. I don't know where the original post is on Twitter, but I posted about it a while back. So ideally what I would like to see for this year, and I don't know if we'll get it, but is a kind of like a slow bleed down to here. Then you get a run up in, maybe this takes like a couple months, maybe in like over the summer into the fall, you get a nice run up. I don't know if there's any like monthly imbalance. Yeah, no, there's really nothing on the monthly, but there is a weekly one right there that we still need to finish filling. We didn't take the EQ, so I would still consider it valid. And then from there, I don't know what's going to happen in the world, but if we're just looking at this potentially as a harmonic, you have this 786, which is where it would complete the Gartley, and you have a nice imbalance there on the weekly. It's also in that big like demand section. Why it works well with ICT. Yeah, I love like when I started learning like ICTs, like fair value gaps and that sort of stuff, and I was like, wow, like it opened like a whole different like can of worms for me. I know ICT is not like a fan of harmonics, But for me, like, especially as a math teacher, it's just like mathematically sound that like these Fibonacci retracements and stuff work, and they do get respected. You can see with the extensions and everything. But I think it is just very fascinating to me. So not something I solely rely on, but I do use it as confluence with my trades. So yeah, just to kind of summarize the outline, I think this, and then back down. Now, this could take a couple years. 925, 0.07 mean anything with harmonics? No, typically the key levels, I mean, it depends on the harmonic. There's different types, but usually it's between the 382, I'd say like 382, 0.5, that's like your area for a bat retracement. So technically, like if this, you could technically get something like this, where that's your low. Maybe we come back up, take the weekly high there, and then it's Goblin Town, and then you get a bat harmonic. Dude, if you got a bat like this, 2.5, like, but that's also the thing. I don't know how indices work with harmonics on high time frame. I did catch a, where was it? It was yesterday. Beautiful. Oh, I think it was right here. Where was it? Oh, I see it. I my eyes literally like can pick it out. Right here. I think it was M15 maybe. Yeah, it was this beautiful Gartley. Yeah, I mean, it went slightly deeper than the 786, but this is almost like textbook. Like, you can see it got bought right back up and then just ripped up. And I think the way I traded it was I hopped in somewhere around like here or something, and then I sold at here. Yeah, for 2R. I could have played it a lot tighter, but that's interesting. Yeah, no, that Platy, you're 100% right. People a lot of like what I do with it, where I kind of like fortune tell, I guess you could say, like predict. A lot of times I'm wrong. There are more often than not I'm incorrect. You're typically, the way you work or trade harmonics is you wait until you get to D. So you wait until it finishes the pattern, and then you wait for a reaction from the pattern completion zone, and then you play it up to the targets. So, I mean, even this could be... Oh, wow. Yeah, this looks not too shabby. Let me see on H12, because I do like the fact that you have this low right here. So you could sweep it. You do have a little bit of an imbalance on there that's untouched on H4, and I'm sure on H12 there might be something. No, we took some of it, but H4 there's an untouched one. I don't know if it's going to show it because it might be too far back. Yeah. But if you look here, never been touched. So, this is actually very interesting. I didn't even like think about this till now. And let me look at it contextually, like where this is, like you want the bullish harmonics like this at the bottom of your moves. You want the bearish harmonics at the top of the moves. So like a perfect example of like a bearish harmonic contextually is this one. And we'll hop back to the other one in a minute. Hold on. Oh, one of my chinchillas is like running around in the background. Here we go. So this is literally at the top. This was a bearish shark harmonic. And look at this, dude. Literally almost like the Pico top. You could have sold and you would have been in Tendy Town. But typically with like the one I was looking at on this is actually a pretty nice context-wise. Let me turn off this imbalance thing. Yeah, this I might change my tune a little bit in terms of my outlook again, but Gotta wait and see how it plays out, but this could be a local top for S&P for a bit. Especially if Dixie gives that relief. Dixie gives that relief, this comes down, you get to your PCZ, then we boof. Or, boof, I don't... we boom, we shoot up. And from there, what you would have is your target would be like B would be TP1, C would be TP2, A would be TP3. If you're like actually swinging it, I think if we did come down to this, I would buy some for my Roth IRA with like just buy some SPY, like the ETF of S&P. But yeah, this looks really interesting. Yeah, Film Ninja, what's good? So yeah, Nasdaq. I don't know if they're like Nasdaq does not look nearly as nice in that regards. Yeah, I don't really see anything on the chart. All right. I'm gonna open up to any questions if anybody has any. If not, I think we're gonna kind of wrap up the stream there. I have to take care of some other stuff tonight, but I'm happy to see that like I got the webcam going, or webcam like fixed with the audio issue, and I think streams are pretty squared away now for the rest of the year. Yeah, no worries, man. But that's the one nice thing I do like about doing it on YouTube over Twitch is it's easy to just save it. Yo, Mike, what's up? For anybody that's coming in late, I'm probably going to be ending soon, but you can feel free to just rewatch it. It will be posted on the channel, so once I end it, it's up. Yeah, no. I try to stream at least once a week. Obviously, if I have like a holiday break or something, I might try to do more, but for now, this is just really what works best for me and is very manageable. Do I have any solid summary of harmonics and applications? I'm very ICT heavy too. In terms of solid summary, I'm working on a Notion that's going to have some examples and a lot of models. I can give you like a sneak peek. It's not finished yet, and I'm really bad because I've been procrastinating this for a while. Oh yeah, it's not. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, so I started working on like the intro to like talk about what is a harmonic, how are they used, blah blah blah. Tools is gonna go into like the trading view tools, how to use them, and then what I'm gonna do, like I have models like this that it's here, like you can see. So I'm making my own models that you could utilize, and they tell you like the certain metrics. So this would be like your bullish bat harmonic, your bearish bat, and then I also have the Gartley as well. You can find a lot of this information is available online, and then I started putting in some examples of stuff I've done. So this would be, let's see. Yeah, this is one where it went to a TP2. It didn't quite reach the full one, and then this is a one where it actually went. It was a bearish one. It's gonna load weird. But let's try to. I can't get it to go over to the side, but yeah, it hit all 3 TPs. I don't know if you can see in the picture here, but yeah, that should be out hopefully end of month. That's the goal. I'm also gonna make my DCA portfolio public, and then yeah, I have my January thing. I have to update some of it. I'm at about I think I'm at 16R so far this month. And I'll put this out for public at the end of the month that people can kind of sort through. But everything gets posted on Twitter, so you can always dive through there if you want to see the trades. But yeah, that's going to wrap things up. Let me just quick catch up on chat, and then I'll wrap it up. Think they will front run that zone because everyone's waiting for BTC there. If we do end up getting that sort of pullback on SPX, I think this is going to pull back a lot further than people want. Like, I think like people are going to start buying here, and then I think it's just going to keep going down. I also was not like, if you look like SPX is not doing the same thing. So I don't really know what's going on with crypto at the moment. It's nice to see some volatility coming back into the market, but I'm treading very carefully with this. I'm just DCing. I think ultimately, though, if this starts falling, this could be a very quick unwinding and a lot of selling. So please tread carefully, keep your risk in check, manage your funds appropriately. Don't blow your stack. But yeah, I think that's gonna end things. I'm gonna quick hop over to this one of my songs that one of the guys BTH requested before. I usually like to close out my streams with music that I've made myself because I do produce. But yeah, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, I'll see you later on Twitter or in Discord. Peace.